Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear? Child, per Bloomberg, thousands of JE emails have been released. Thousands. So all the distractions, all the look over there, no, none of it's working because they are getting to the bottom of this JE shit. Okay. And as far as that other thing that went on yesterday, I've said all I have to say about that here on the Tickety Talks and social media. I might address it briefly in my next podcast. We'll see. But also, I think it's important to realize two things about this birthday book also being released. One thing that the media is not really talking about that I think is pretty important to point out, the outline, the figure that you see. I'm not even going to argue whether or not he actually drew it and signed it. It's obvious that's his signature, so we're not even going to argue that point. But one thing I noticed that they're not really talking about is the figure that was drawn was not a voluptuous woman. It looked more like a prepubescent girl. Doesn't that ring some alarm bells to y'all? And also, I took time to look through other entries in that birthday book, and I encourage y'all to look it up to see what all was in there. But trigger warning, if you are sensitive to certain subjects, or especially if you are a CSA survivor, it will be very triggering. I am a CSA survivor, and when I tell you some of those entries literally made me physically ill. But I think it's important to know what's in there so we can see the utter depravity that we're dealing with. This wasn't just, some people kind of, gloss over it and say, oh, well, he liked younger women. No, these were children. These were children. And Maxwell is just as guilty in grooming and abusing these children. And I am so glad. Thank you to Democrats in the House, and thank you to journalists who are working overtime to get to the bottom of this, because it's about